So the next topic we have is oscillators. I think you people would have heard about this oscillators. You would have come across this RC phase shift oscillator, Wien bridge oscillators. Okay, so we'll see what is the definition. Oscillators are defined as an electronic circuit. So it is an electronic circuit. It is an electronic circuit which essentially produces a signal, output waveforms even without the input signal. So you are not providing any input signal here, okay, but still you will be getting the output. Say this is your oscillator, okay, oscillator input it is equal to 0, no input you are providing, but still you will be getting the output. So that type of circuits are called as oscillators. So you can define oscillators are defined as an electronic circuit which essentially produces a signal output waveform even without input signal, okay, even without input signal excitation is nothing but your input. Or I can give one more definition is oscillator is an electronic device which converts your DC voltage to AC, which converts DC voltage to AC oscillations. Okay, so where this DC voltage come from? So any component you have to give some voltage, right? Biasing voltage. So for a transistor, here we are using transistor will be connected as your oscillator. Okay, for the transistor to operate, you have to supply some biasing voltage. That biasing voltage is nothing but again here a DC voltage. So that DC biasing voltage is converted into your AC oscillations. Here I am giving biasing voltage, okay, that is a DC. Here I will be getting the output. Either it is sine waveform, either it may be a square waveform. So this waveform, so you will be getting it as an output, okay. So you better remember oscillator is a circuit which produces the waveforms even without any input signals. That's it, okay. That is the definition. The very simple definition is which produces oscillation. Oscillator is an electronic circuit which produces oscillations where you will not be giving any input. So why we need to study this oscillators? Why? Because it is having major applications. It is having most of the applications. So what are these applications? Where and all you will be using oscillator? The very first one is to generate. So it is used to generate waveforms. So particularly where it will be used. So to generate sinusoidal waveforms are signals which are used in radio and TV broadcasting. So in your radio and TV broadcasting and all, so different types of signals they will be generating. How they'll get this? So that the sinusoidal signals will be generated by making use of the oscillators, okay. Second one, so it is to generate square wave, which are used as a clock signals. So which are used as a clock signals in computations. So you need to give a time. So in the previous section we had seen your switch where I've connected the LED to switch on the LED and switch off the LED only for some particular period of time. there we were giving square wave. Do you remember? There, if you vary the time period of the square wave, we can vary the time period for how much time the LED should be on, or how much time the LED should go off. So you are varying the time period there by giving the square wave. So in such cases also we will be using oscillator, where you are using the square wave as a clock signal. Okay, it is a clock signal. So I had shown in a transistor as a switch condition there. So in other applications, it is computations and mobile phones and other digital systems, square wave only it is used. And also in communications also it is very commonly used. Okay, so the third application is signal generators. So signal generators also will be using oscillators. Where comes this signal generators? Your medical applications and laboratories. So to test the circuits, so we should give some waveforms. So from where you will get all these waveforms? So there they'll be using oscillators to generate the waveforms. And the fourth one is, it is in communication. So it is also used in communications. So for what sake? In communication, to generate the carrier signals, So we'll be doing modulation in communication, isn't it? Modulation is making the message signal to pass through your carrier signal. You're making the message signal to sit on the carrier signal, and that high frequency carrier signal will be transmitted. Okay, so how will we get? We'll be having message, but how to generate carrier signals? That is again by making use of oscillators. Okay, by making use of oscillate. So for all these applications we require oscillators. Okay, so that's why we are studying here oscillators. What are oscillators? What are the classification of oscillators, and what is the principle behind the oscillations, how it will generate the oscillation we'll see. Okay, and different types of oscillators also we'll see. So we can classify these oscillator based on different functions. So based on operating principle, we have types of oscillators. We can classify the oscillators based on different criteria. So the first one is based on operating principle. We can divide this into two categories again: feedback oscillators and negative resistance effect oscillators. Based on which type of output waveforms, based on feedback circuit, what are the components it is employed, and based on frequency, the range of frequency also you can classify the oscillators. So next is classification of oscillators. How you can categorize this? Okay, you can classify the oscillator into different types. So very first one is based on I'm considering an operating principle. So how your oscillations are generated, what is the principle behind that? So based on that also we can classify. Under this we have feedback amplifiers. So some of the oscillators which will make use of feedback for the generation of the oscillation, and some of the oscillators which will not use a feedback, they will use negative resistance effect. Okay, so this is also one of the principle to generate the oscillation. Second one, that is based on, these are different criteria on which you are classifying the oscillator. Based on type of output waveforms. I said it will generate different types of waveforms. So if it is generating sinusoidal, we can say that it is a sinusoidal oscillator, sinusoidal oscillations. And the second one, it is also called as harmonic. So sinusoidal, it is also called as harmonic oscillations. Okay, depending on this also we can categorize. The second one is non-sinusoidal. Okay, under non-sinusoidal we have different types: your square wave, triangular wave, okay, all those things comes under non-sinusoidal. In general, we are writing it as non-sinusoidal oscillations. Okay, so this, it is the other name for this, it is called as a relaxation oscillation. Relaxation oscillations. Okay, so based on operating principle, we have feedback oscillators, negative resistance effect. Next, based on type of waveform, which type? So we are categorizing that into sinusoidal and non-sinusoidal. Third one we have, it is based on feedback circuit. Based on, not a principle here, based on feedback circuit. That circuit is made up of which components? Based on feedback circuit employed. So either your circuit, it may be made up of only RC, or that is resistance and capacitors, or the circuit it is made up of only LC. Okay, so that is inductors and capacitor. So this is RC oscillators. It can be categorized into RC oscillators if the feedback circuit is made up of only resistors and capacitors. If it is made up of only inductors and capacitors, then it is called as LC oscillators. Okay, so this is based on which type of feedback circuit it is employed in the oscillator. One more is there, it is based on the frequency of the generated signal, or in which range it is generating the frequencies. Okay, this is based on frequency generated. So it is generating without giving any input, it is generating some frequency, right? So based on frequency generated. So the very first one under this is, it is audio frequency oscillations. Audio frequency. So what's the range of this audio frequency? It will be from few hertz to some 20 kilohertz. Okay, this range of frequency, few hertz means it may be from 1 hertz also. Okay, from few hertz to 20 kilohertz, it comes under audio frequency range. Second one is a radio frequency range. Radio frequency. What is the range of this is 20 kilohertz. 20 kilohertz to 30 megahertz. Okay, 20 kilohertz to 30 megahertz, it is a radio frequency. And then we have very high frequency. These are different types of frequency ranges that is used in the communication. Okay, third one is, it is very high frequency. It is called as, also in short, it is called as VHF. So what's the range of this is? It is from 300 megahertz to, it is 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. And the next we have is, it is ultra high frequency. Ultra high frequency. So it is called as UHF. Okay, what's the range of this is? It is from 300 megahertz to, it is from 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. Okay, next we have is microwave frequencies. Microwave frequencies. So this, it is from greater than 3 gigahertz. All the frequencies, it comes under microwave frequency range. Greater than 300. Okay, all these comes under frequency. So you have audio frequency, then radio frequency, then very high frequency range and ultra high frequency range, microwave frequencies. Okay, depending on the frequency range it is generating also, we can classify the oscillators. So the next we have is feedback. Which type of feedback it is used in the oscillator? So that is concept of feedback, that is what type of feedback it is connected in oscillators. Okay, so feedback, why we have to use feedback, that I already explained. Okay, when we were discussing the feedback amplifier. Okay, in case of the oscillators also will be using feedback. What is the need of feedback is to improve the performance of a device. In general, I am talking about. Okay, it may be oscillator or it may be a amplifier. Okay, so to improve the, in general, whatever may be the device, to improve the performance of the device, and to make it more ideal for the applications. Okay, so here we are using positive feedback. So we had discussed the types of feedback while discussing the amplifier. So in case of the oscillators, we'll be using positive feedback, okay, which is used in oscillators. Negative, it is used in amplifiers. Okay, so what is this positive feedback? So it is the feedback signal, it will be in phase with the your source input, is it not? So here we have amplifier, okay, and here we have feedback network. The portion of the output, it will be fed back as an feedback, okay, along with your source input. Diagram is same in case of your amplifier also, in case of your oscillator also. So this is VF, okay, so this is a VF, so this is VI, and this is a Vs, okay, and this is a V0. Here, what is this? It will be sum, okay, your Vi will be equal to now Vs plus Vf, okay, wherein we are making this Vs is equal to S0 in case of the oscillators. And one more definition what you can say is, so this feedback signal, it will be in phase with the your source signal, okay. So source signal, if you have like this means, so the phase of this feedback signal also it will be same. That's why it will get added, okay, this will get added, okay. You can say positive feedback is used in case of the oscillators, whereas your feedback signal is in phase with the input signal. So positive feedback results into oscillations, and hence it is used in electronic circuits, okay. So now we'll see how we can say it is generating the oscillations, okay. So the block diagram of this is this one, feedback, okay. Which type of feedback it is connected, positive feedback, block diagram. So this you can write. So here let me consider the oscillator circuit shown in this figure. It is having a amplifier gain as A, and the feedback network, it is having it is gain as a B, that is it is also called as feedback factor or attenuation factor, so that is beta. Then I can write gain of the amplifier, which is equal to V0 by Vi, that is open loop gain. It's the same thing what we had considered while deriving the expression for your amplifier, the same thing we are considering here. Open loop gain of the amplifier. So this amplifier of the amplifier, which is given by, it is A is equal to V0 divided by Vi, is it not? Now if I consider the closed loop gain, so closed loop gain of the circuit or gain with the feedback, so this complete circuit, okay. If I say amplifier, you will get confused, that's why I am saying it as circuit, okay. Closed loop gain of the circuit or gain with the feedback, if you say gain with the feedback, it is given by AF, it is equal to V0 divided by Vs. Yes, now here we know that Vf is gets added with the Vs. So now I can write Vi, that is input to the amplifier, which will be equal to sum of your Vs plus Vf. Is it not? Yes. And from the feedback network we can write beta is equal to, it is Vf divided by V naught. Okay, so this implies this beta here you can write Vf is equal to beta into V naught. Is it not? Now you substitute this into this equation. So that is input equation. So Vi will be equal to now. So here Vi will be equal to Vs plus Vf is what? It is beta into V naught. Correct? Now I'll substitute this Vs. Okay, I can write now Vs is equal to Vi minus beta into V naught. Correct? So I have three different Vs also, Vi also, V naught also. So I can't take anything common here. What I'll do is AF, it is gain with the feedback, which will be equal to V naught divided by Vs. Correct? I have the Vs equation here. So substitute that. V naught is this one, V naught divided by, so V naught, Vs is what? It is a Vi minus beta V naught. Correct? Now I'll divide this complete equation, okay, this numerator and denominator by a Vi. Okay, divide this numerator and denominator by Vi. So I'll get AF is equal to V naught divided by Vi divided by Vi divided by is 1. So this will be beta into V naught divided by Vi. So what is this V naught divided by Vi represents? It is a open loop gain. Now I'll replace this by open loop gain. So it is A divided by 1 minus A beta. Observe. So here for the oscillator, gain with the feedback, it will become AF is equal to A divided by 1 minus A beta. So this is the gain of the oscillator with the feedback. Okay. So this equation shows that gain with the feedback increases as the amount of feedback increases. If this goes on increases, so it will be increases. This gain of the feedback also, it increases. Okay. So this is what you have to explain for the concept of feedback in case of oscillators. Okay. How it is increasing the gain. Okay. I have not come to oscillations yet. I am just showing how the positive feedback, how it increases the gain. Okay. So that is what we have shown here. So why it is called as positive? If the feedback signal is in phase with the source signal, it is called as a positive feedback. So input, it will be get added with your Vs, it is get added with your feedback signals to give your Vi. So if you consider the open loop gain of this amplifier, so that is A is equal to V naught by Vi it becomes. If you consider the complete circuit and write the closed loop gain of this circuit, it will be V naught divided by Vs. We know that Vi is equal to Vs plus Vf. So from the feedback network, I can write V naught is equal to, it is Vf is equal to, so that is Vf is equal to beta into V naught I can write. Correct? So now, so this Vi, we have this equation, substitute that there, Vf is equal to beta into V naught. So we'll be getting Vs is equal to Vi minus beta V naught. Now I'll substitute this Vs equation in the feedback gain. Okay, gain of the circuit with the feedback, V naught divided by Vs. Substituting for Vs, I'll be getting this. Now you divide this numerator and denominator by Vi. I will be getting AF is equal to V naught divided by Vi divided by 1 minus beta into V naught by Vi. So this can be written as A by 1 minus A beta. So this equation, it represents, so the positive feedback, it increases the gain of the circuit. Okay. So this is what you have to write for concept of feedback in case of the oscillators, or concept of positive feedback, how it increases the gain of the amplifier with increase in feedback. So the next we have principle of oscillations. So what's the principle of oscillation or oscillator? What's the principle of oscillator? Okay, so here I'm considering an inverting amplifier. Okay, inverting amplifier with the gain A. Okay, so which is having a feedback network with gain beta. So this we know that, right, already. So here you are giving input, so it is mixed with the source input and the feedback signal to give a Vi, and here you have a source. So this is a general block diagram, okay, wherein I am considering here amplifier as an inverting amplifier. Okay, with this A is a closed loop gain of an amplifier. Okay, and I am considering beta factor as feedback factor as a beta, which is less than 1 we are considering. Okay, so since this it is an inverting amplifier, so this will produce a phase shift of 180 degree with respect to the input. Say it is giving as an input. Okay, this is your Vi input. Okay, with respect to this amplifier, it is producing a phase shift of 180 degree. So this it get inverted. So your signal, it will get inverted. This is your V0. Okay, so now, so the portion of this, it is fed back to your feedback network as an input. Since we are using a positive feedback in case of the oscillator, what it should be? So input, whatever you are giving, the same input you have to feed back here, correct? So feedback signal should be in phase with this signal, but here the output signal, it is out of phase with respect to this. So what happens? This feedback network, it will provide a phase shift of 180 degree when it is feeding into the input along with the Vs. Okay, so it will provide one more 180 degree phase shift. Okay, it will provide 180 degree phase shift. You can observe now it is in phase with the source signal, is it not? So here it is providing inverting amplifier, it is providing 180 degree phase shift, and here it is providing 180 degree phase shift. Total of 360 degree phase shift it is happening. Okay, 360 degree phase shift it is happening. Okay, so I'll explain this again. So let me consider a basic inverting amplifier with a open loop gain A and a feedback network with the attenuation factor or a feedback factor beta less than 1. Okay, as shown in figure. Okay, so the basic amplifier is inverting. It produces a phase shift of 180 degree between the input and the output. Okay, and since the feedback we are using must be positive in case of the oscillator, since feedback must be positive in case of the oscillator, what happens? The output of the feedback network must be in phase with Vs, correct? This is your Vs. Okay, it should be in phase with the Vs. So for that, your feedback, it is providing one more 180 degree phase shift for this output when it is feeding back voltage from output to the input. So this ensures that it is a positive feedback, correct? Now your input is in phase with your feedback signal, so it is positive feedback we are using. So from this figure I can write V0 is equal to A into Vi, can I write? So A is nothing but V naught divided by Vi. So you can write A naught, V naught is equal to A into Vi. Let me take this as equation 1 and Vf. So this Vf can be written as beta into V naught. Yes or no? So this can be written as beta into V naught. Okay, take this as equation 2. Now substituting equation 1 in equation 2. What I'll get? Vf is equal to beta into V naught is A into Vi. Correct? So now Vf is equal to A beta into Vi. Correct? So this is the equation we have got, that is for a feedback signal. So this is the equation we have got for a feedback signal. Okay? And here if I consider the magnitude of this A beta is equal to 1, and then what we'll get here? So Vf will be equal to Vi. Okay? Actually your Vi, it is sum of, it is Vs plus Vf, isn't it? Correct? Now we are getting here, it is Vi is equal to Vf. What this represents? So this Vs is equal to 0. That means in case of the oscillators, your input, source input, it will be equal to 0. Though it is 0, you will be getting output here. When the magnitude of this A beta is equal to 1, okay, the product of gain, open loop gain and the feedback gain, which is equal to 1, then we'll be getting the feedback signal as Vi signal, it is same as your feedback signal. Okay, so these two are the required conditions. These two are the required conditions to make this circuit to work as an oscillator. If you want this circuit to operate as an oscillator, these two are the necessary conditions. And these conditions are called as, it is Barkhausen criteria for oscillations. Barkhausen criteria for oscillations. Okay, this is a very important. Okay, what is the principle of operation for an oscillator? Means you have to say it is working on the basis of Barkhausen criteria. What is this statement for this criteria is? What it states? So it states that two conditions are there. The one thing is the total phase shift. The total phase shift around a loop. The total phase shift around a loop as signals proceed from input through amplifier, through feedback network, and back to the your input again, and back to your input again, completing a loop. It should be equal to, that is it is precisely 0 degree or 360 degree. Okay, so the total phase shift around a loop as signal proceeds from input, through the amplifier, okay, through the feedback network and back to the input again, completing one full loop. It should have either 0 degree phase shift or it should have 360 degree phase shift. Why 360 degree? When here it is whatever the amount of phase shift it is having, the same phase shift it should have here. If in case 180 degree if I take, so from here to here 180 degree, so here again you will not get anything. 0 degree means what happens? This input and this feedback signal, it will not be in phase. Correct? Other than this, whatever, if you take a phase shift, you will not get the signal in phase. So that will not reflect your positive feedback. If you want to get the positive feedback, then it should have either 0 degree or 360 degree as a phase shift around the loop it is. So to complete loop, it should have 0 degree or 360 degree as a phase shift. So this is the first condition to generate oscillation. What are the conditions it is? So the second one is the magnitude of the product of open loop gain of amplifier and magnitude of feedback factor, that is your beta, should be equal to always 1 is unity. Always it should be unity. That is A beta should be always is equal to 1. Okay, these two are the statements for Barkhesian criteria on which your oscillator works. Okay, this is the necessary conditions for the oscillations to generate. Okay, if any one of this condition is not happening, you will not get a oscillation. Okay, so there are cases when A beta is greater than 1, what happens? When A beta is less than 1, what happens? Okay, we'll see the different cases with respect to this A beta. But phase shift, it should happen. Okay, it should be either 0 degree or 360 only. But in case of this A beta, so the second condition, we have different cases. I'll tell you now that. So the first case 1, when A beta is greater than 1. If in case A beta, the magnitude of product of open loop gain and the feedback factor is greater than 1, what happens? We'll get an oscillation. It is not that we will not get an oscillation, but those oscillations are not a sustained oscillation. It will not be having constant frequency and amplitude. You'll be getting oscillations like it is a growing signals. Can you observe here? So like this you'll get. So like this you will get. So this is amplitude and this is your time. Can you observe here? The total phase shift around the loop is 360 degree or 0 degree. And if A beta is greater than 1, then the oscillations are of growing time. As the time goes on, so your amplitude, it is getting increased. So this type of oscillations are called as growing type of oscillations. Okay, these are growing type of oscillations. So the next case 2 is when A beta is equal to 1. So this is a necessary condition. So what is this will generate? So this type of condition, it will give rise to sustained oscillations with uniform frequency and amplitude. Okay, these type of signals you will be getting. Okay, with the uniform frequency and amplitude. Okay, these are the required waveforms actually. Okay, that's why we'll consider A beta is equal to 1. Oscillations with constant frequency and amplitude. You can see constant, I have not written, but you will be getting constant frequency and amplitude. Okay, these are called as sustained oscillation. Okay, and the third case, when A beta is less than 1. When A beta is less than 1. Case 3. A beta is less than 1. What happens? You'll be getting oscillations here also, but here you'll be getting decaying signals. initially it will be having a very high amplitude, and the time goes on, so the amplitude it is like this type of waveforms you will be getting in case of when A beta is less than 1. Okay, this is called decaying signals. This type of signals are called as, see, all these conditions, for all these cases we have phase shift is equal to it is either 0 degree or 360 degree. But when this A beta varies, when A beta is greater than 1, we'll get growing type of oscillations. When A beta is less than 1, we get decaying type of oscillations. Only when A beta is equal to 1 we'll be getting sustained oscillation, whereas it is having a constant frequency and constant amplitude. Okay, so these are the different cases, okay, for the variation in A beta. Okay, this is all about the Barkesian criteria. So what are the necessary conditions for the oscillations to produce is, it is called as your Barkesian criteria. It has two conditions. The first condition is total phase shift around the loop, it should be equal to 0 degree or 360 degree, and the product of the magnitude of product, it is A beta, should be is equal to 1. Okay, you may get a question like without giving the input, how it will generate the output. We should give input, right? If I make completely Vs is equal to 0, from where it will take the portion of the output? What is the initial output? What's the initial output? How will you get? Okay, you will get a question. So what happens here is, in some of the practical oscillators, it is not necessary to supply an input signal. There are some oscillators you need to give initiations. Okay, just generate oscillation, then again that process it will repeat. Okay, only in some of the oscillator it is there, you need to provide a little amount of input to start the oscillations. Okay, yeah, that is in some of the oscillators, but there are some oscillators, okay, oscillations are self-starting. Okay, you need not to give any input. Okay, as soon as the component it is switched on, okay, as soon as the device is switched on, it will generate oscillations. It will generate oscillations. How is this possible is, so there will be noise present in the circuit, so that is your thermal noise. So any of the device or component you take, as soon as you give the supply voltage, that is for biasing, at least you will apply the voltage, right? So that voltage it will gives rise to heat. Okay, so that it is taken as a thermal noise. So whatever the thermal noise present in the device, in case of your resistors, the capacitors, any components which is connected in the device, so that thermal noise it will be used as a initiation for your that is to start the oscillations. Okay, this is how it will get self started. Okay, oscillator it will be self started. In some of the applications you need to provide the excitation, but some of the oscillators it will be self started by making use of the thermal noise produced in the circuit. Okay, so this is how it will be generating the oscillations. Okay, so this is all regarding the concept of feedback and what are the necessary conditions for the oscillations to produce. Okay, so any oscillator you take, it will be consisting of two parts. One is the amplifier circuit, the other one is feedback. Okay, so this source input, it may be your thermal noise produced in the circuit, or initially this will be provided in some of the circuit. So to complete the loop, okay, so you have to give a phase shift of 360 degree or 0 degree. Any oscillator you take, it will be consisting of two parts. One is your amplifier, the other one is feedback network. In this feedback network, so this is also called as your frequency selective. So whatever the frequency of oscillations you need to generate, that is completely depends on what is the feedback you are connecting. Okay, so this feedback, it will determine what is the frequency of oscillations you are generating. Okay.